Alright, folks, we're at Frankford and what? Gregg? Something like that. This is like the upper northeast. So I think we're like around, what, maybe Cruise Town? I'm not too familiar with this route, but I at least know where we are. We're at Frankford and Gregg, and we're taking it to the Frankford Terminal. So this is one of many buses that stop there. Now I wanted to do this yesterday, but unfortunately, because of the rain, that would have been a problem. Filming during the rain, so. And I want everything to be seen clearly, of course. So, I think we're mainly just going down Frankford Ave. From the upper northeast to the lower. This ride might not even be that long. The northeast is pretty big, so it's not going to be like the shortest ride in the world, but it's not going to be that long either because we're still going to be in the northeast at the end. Now, for those of you who are Philadelphians like myself, you know just how skinny but long the northeast is. The northeast portion of Philadelphia, like, you know, it stretches all the way up to Langhorne, the Chamonix. And if we're talking towards where Franklin Mills Mall is, well, now called Philadelphia Mills Mall, that's a dumb name. Ben Salem. Passing Academy Road. Going southbound on Frankford Avenue. So we're around like the Grant Avenue section. Grant Avenue is definitely like the upper parts of the northeast. Grant Avenue, Walsh Road. Which I'm very much familiar with. Nicer looking sections of the city until the very end of the route. So we're in Frankfurt, which is not so nice. So we're not going to be seeing no poverty or no hoods like that in this particular route. Seeing no Kensington, North Philly, you know, Strawberry Mansion and none of that. It was an 88. And so everything we're going to be seeing until the very end is going to be a lot of shops, nice looking homes. I see a Pizza Hut here. How often do you see a Pizza Hut in the city? Alright, that's a Penny Factory. Okay, actually, we're going to spend a big portion of this route is going to be passing through the Mayfair neighborhood, which is still nice for the most part, but Mayfair has been having some, a little bit of some crime. So for whatever reason, Mayfair is starting to get a little bit bad. Of the Northeast. So I think we're up in like maybe Torresdale. This might be the Torresdale neighborhood.
Safe cash fare or a valid fare instrument is required.
All right, now we're on Welsh Road. So we are basically taking Frankford Ave into the Frankford neighborhood. Other things. So yeah, everything that we're going to be seeing up here is going to be pretty nice. For some people, this may be considered boring because, like I said, you want to see where the action is. You want to see the hood. You want to see Kensington, poverty. This is boring shit. The upper northeast just doesn't have any of that. Like the upper northwest and the upper northeast is where the best neighborhoods are. Like the northwest neighborhoods like Chestnut Hill, Manningham, Upper Roxborough in general. Upper northeast, well, some parts of the northeast, of the upper northeast, is not very outlined very well when it comes to like neighborhood sections. Like if you're on the boulevard in the upper parts of the northeast, there's no neighborhood attached to it. You're just kind of like in between Bustleton and Torresdale, kind of. Sheffield Avenue. Chippendale Avenue. So yeah, pretty much everything that you see in this ride is going to be a lot of businesses. It's going to look peaceful. It's not going to look too ran down. Not very hood. Not too much of the hood. That's Michelle Meyer. Now we're in Mayfield, passing Blake Avenue. So I know Cotton Avenue is coming up next. We're finna block or something. Mayfield Diner, pretty big diner.
SEPTA will arrest and seek prosecution of anyone who commits any act of violence towards an operator.
Yeah, so this is what you can see up here in the northeast. The lower northeast too, to a certain degree, but you'll see business after business after business. Notice how we're not passing by like homes. It's just all businesses. Like this is not exactly a residential neighborhood. It's okay. It's never passing Coppin Ave. So never going into the Mayfair neighborhood. As I said, has become a little bit trouble as of these past couple years. Oh, and one thing that's going to stand out to you all in the Mayfair neighborhood is that you're going to see a lot of like mannequins that look pretty damn realistic. That look pretty damn real from a distance. That's one thing you're gonna notice. Like you're gonna see a lot of these like mannequins that from a distance looks like real people. A mannequin on a bike, or a mannequin just doing different things. You're going to see a lot of that up here. Like, this is something that I've only seen in Mayfield. Okay, passing Princeton Avenue. Like right here, like this. A man and woman standing together, like an old couple, husband and wife. Mannequin. We're going to I know we're going to see some more of these, more than likely. Longshore Avenue. I'm going to point them out every time I see them, because you might not recognize them at first. Like, they look that real. Like, that's a New Street. You got a nice shot right. I guess we might not run into any more mannequins. But then again, we might. A lot of car dealerships, too. The upper Northeast especially has a lot of these car dealerships. So I guess if you want to get like a new whip, the Northeast might be your best option, because you have a lot to choose from. Passing by any homes. It's just all businesses. Now, which makes sense, because Frankford, this is an avenue. Frankford Avenue is not like a small residential block. Frankford Avenue is in fact one of the main streets that you will see in the Northeast. Oh, here we go. Mannequins play the guitar. I don't know if you guys caught that. Alright, passing Levick Street. So we're working our way down to the Frankford neighborhood. We're not too far. We got Chicky and Pete's, Robin Street. My mom was like, the boulevard is so dangerous. Is there a way we can get into the Northeast or travel throughout the Northeast without taking the boulevard? I told her, like, hardly. Most of the Northeast is the boulevard. So even if you don't take it, you will 9 times out of 10 had to cross it. Okay, just so I can point out. Okay, Harvesting Avenue. So now we're getting into the lower parts of the Northeast. Harvesting Avenue is kind of like the cutoff of Mayfair. So now I guess we're getting into the Oxford Circle neighborhood. Got a nice big Dollar Tree. Probably the biggest Dollar Tree I've ever seen. Making me want to go there. I do go to Dollar Trees quite a bit. Yeah, because I'm one of those people who always make sure he has money in his pocket. Don't spend a lot if you don't have to. Where are we at? Okay. We're at Frankford and Benner. Frankford Avenue, you probably see houses. This is the first time this whole route where we finally seen houses. Yeah, Palmy Road. We got a big parking space here, a big park. I can't really call it a rec center. Because there ain't nothing but grass. Now I see exactly we're around that little Oxford Circle.
Yo, what's up, guys? I got a couple of people. What?
We're around like Cheltenham Avenue. And all that good stuff.
3, 4. This much love. And I picked out 3 scoops of this.
Yo, bro, I'll give you some money. Sandwich.
Bridge of Path. So I'm about to get off of there. So this is gonna be one of like the shorter routes. We already there.
Bro, if we pass one of these two here, come here. Come here. Stop. Oh yes. Can somebody get my football? I'm gonna call doctor.
Cousins Grocery Market. This used to be a Rite Aid back in the day. Back 20 years ago, when I was going to high school, That used to be like a Rite Aid or a CVS. One of the two. Way back in the day. Alright, we're at Bridge Street, so we're about to get off of
Please be advised, SEPTA will arrest and seek prosecution of anyone who commits any act of violence towards an operator.
And we're going into the Frankford Terminal, and that's going to be it.